Hello, welcome to Appliance Master Live. I'm Bill, and with me again this week is Kari.
Hello, and then today we're just going to be talking about some basic tips and tricks to keep your appliances working, in the best condition possible, right?
Yeah. Yes. The just in general, you're looking for anything unusual, noises or a change in performance. Something's a little too hot, a little too cold, takes a little longer than usual. In general, and we always like to with washing machines.
When you use your senses, we've mentioned that before, but generally, if you smell something that's burning or a strange odor,
don't ignore it.
Don't ignore it. If you hear something that sounds funny and not normal, like the machine is struggling,
Usually those things can be are minor in adjustments and can and save you expensive repair bills. But the things we always touch on are things you can see when you walk around your washing machine are the hoses.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week, right? With the rubber hoses, if you see any blisters or the rot that happens on it, right?
Yeah, sometimes they'll get rust where they hook to the faucet. If they, that's get that addressed immediately because that could be a problem right away. But if you have the rubber are black hoses, the steel mesh are kind of like they're stainless steel color, so you should have those. And
they have what's that? Our technicians carry them, the A-Fresh tablets. Those are good to run through the appliance every once in a while, right?
Well, yes. So with the front loaders are recommended like once a month. They even have cleaning cycles. There's different brands, but basically you have to run your front load washer through a cleaning cycle once a month. And just anything unusual, noises, longer wash times. And you know what? If you're not sure, just call her. You can talk to Kari, and she'll give you some good advice.
And then moving on in the laundry room, there's your dryer, a favorite topic of ours here. It's an important appliance.
Well, because Kari just moved last week, and she had birds in her laundry room.
I did. Yep. We had insufficient venting, and there was an exposed hole in the side of the house, and a bird decided to fly inside of it.
It's not that unusual. It's not. Typically, they build a nest first, and they stay out of sight, and then they cause all kinds of havoc.
Yep.
But same. That if you have something like that, the drying time is going to be longer, or you're going to get smells.
Yeah. Again,
you're going to
listen.
See.
You could hear something inside of it.
The telltale light lint, like you see on your lint screen, is going to be on the floor, on the walls, on top of the washer dryer. Even look for that. That's a venting.
Yeah, and then even with the dryer, if there's too much lint inside of it, like that can build up over time, it will burn eventually, and you'll notice a burning smell and possibly even smoke coming from it.
And like we know all this, but your children may not, or other people that use the dryer to clean that lint filter, before every load, check it. And if you're using fabric softener sheets, which almost everyone does, is make sure you wash that filter periodically, a couple times a year, once a month. Just soap and water right in the sink, pretty quick, because the fabric softener sheet, the stuff that makes your clothes feel softer,
create a film on the wire mesh.
And it makes the hole smaller. And also, once a year you should have your venting checked by a professional. I know.
That's a service that we offer. It's $39, right?
Yep. It's quick and easy, and it can, avoid energy use problems, other long drying times, fires. So, but moving on, a thing that a lot of people have, but really don't talk much about are, garbage disposals.
The garbage disposal, yeah, that's definitely a big one that we do get actually a lot of calls for.
And what you should do occasionally, if most of them are continuous feed, like you'll run the faucet and water will go drain through while you're running it. That's what most people have. If you have that type, make sure the drain runs freely. If you see water backing up, that could be a plumbing problem, but could also be a clog in your disposal building up. So just keep an eye on that. If you have a batch feed where you put a cover on the run, that's a lot less common. But those, same. It's going to take longer to process the food out of it. So odors, the number one thing with disposals.
Yeah, those things can get pretty offensive easily.
Yeah, sort of like me. Anyway, we don't. No disposal. So one of the tips I don't know if it's we still say old wives' tale. Is that still a thing?
An old wives' tale, or maybe,
But one of the things we've heard, but I've never tried, are the ice cubes with vinegar down the. Make a nice cocktail and pour that down your disposal and run it.
Yeah, that's supposed to get rid of some odors, and then more obvious ones. I've heard coffee grinds.
And
get rid of odors, as well as
citrus peels. You heard that one?
Yeah, citrus peels.
So if none of that works, and you still have offensive odors, they make commercial products for just like you have for your washing machine or your dishwasher for disposals.
Yeah, it's like a little. I've purchased them before. It's like a little tablet that you just throw down, run it for 30 seconds, and
Yeah. So
ideally, it's supposed to clean out the disposal.
And these are all things. If you're not quite busy enough and you're kind of bored in the middle of the day and looking for something to do, you can pay attention to your appliances. Another one we ignore are dishwashers. So virtually all dishwashers have some kind of a strainer that's like it'll catch broken glass, things you left on a plate like small bones, beans, whatever. We found change in them. Yeah, people sometimes leave change on
I don't know how that happens, but they're usually pretty easy to locate and take out and clean off yourself in the dishwasher. But I mean, if you can't get it out easily and you're starting to use force, I would definitely recommend giving us a call so we can send one of our techs over there to help you out with that.
Yeah, those strainers are usually have to pull the lower rack out and get access to the tub, and there's usually it's like a little basket that you pull out. There's also a finer strainer that's on top of usually in the pump area, and those can get pretty clogged with all kinds of debris. They can also get a lot of times those can pull out and you can wash those by hand. But and also look in the wash arms, because sometimes debris gets past all that filter in the strainer and it gets stuck in the wash arms, and you'll see little things protruding through the holes, like maybe seeds, sunflower seeds, whatever. There's all kinds of things. So because if you get those wash arms blocked, it's not going to be efficient at washing. And these are all visual things. You can just look in there and check it out.
Then, following the proper use of your dishwasher is also going to ensure that you don't have these blockages and clogs forming. So, you're not supposed to rinse the dishes before you put them in. Just scrape them off into the garbage. Keep the rinse aid full.
Yeah, if you use the right amount of soap too, but over time with most places around here have hard water. Hard water attracts other debris to stick to it. It sticks to inside the machine, and then you'll notice soap scum building up over time. That not only is it like kind of unsightly, but it can smell bad. And again, with the same kind of cleaners, some people use just regular vinegar in the wash cycle to clean it, or you can use the
commercial stuff. A-Fresh makes a dishwasher cleaner as well, which our technicians also have. What's the other one? Dishwasher Magic?
Yes. So if when our techs at your house, just ask them if they have it, or if they want to, a lot of times they'll recommend those like home remedies you can do yourself.
And then I guess last but not least is the old trusty refrigerator that, will eventually possibly have some problems with it if it's not properly maintained.
And again, it's like pay attention to the universal thing, noises you haven't heard before, or change in performance is taking too long to make ice cubes, or vibrations, other sounds. If you touch the unit on the outside and it's warmer than usual, that could mean you have it's not releasing the heat properly.
Yeah, I've heard from customers, they touch the side of the refrigerator and it's very hot to the touch, where it's not just the typical warmth from a running appliance, you can't keep your hand on it hot. If
it gets that hot, you're definitely going to have issues with food defrosting or not being cold enough in the refrigerator. So even if it just starts to get a little warm again, you might want to address that before you start to lose food. And but you don't have to have children to have spills in your refrigerator like juice, milk. Because those spills, even if they're contained on a shelf, that's fine. But a lot of spills will go if you go down the back wall, that finds its way into drains, which
will clog and create problems.
Yeah, so even if you can even run a little bit of warm water down there, not a lot, maybe a half a cup or something, a couple ounces, but that's about it. Because if you put too much more, it's going to overwhelm the drain, the catch, the basin down at the bottom. So,
those are all some. I know it's a lot of information to process, but save the video, watch it again.
And before a lot of things people always forget. If you have water in the door, if you have water in your refrigerator anywhere, it has a filter. a water filter.
Oh yeah, that's right. True.
So
Missed the biggie.
yeah, so those are usually inexpensive. You can change those yourself, or we can change it for you, whatever.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. And as usual, if you have any questions or want to expand on any points we touched on, give us a call, send us an email. You can always get us at APPLIANCEMASTER.com.
And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Great, thank
Thanks.
you.